Hi, welcome to the fourth video in this series. In this video, we will be setting up the folder structures and the backend, which is the admin.php file. I will share the URL of this plugin in the description. And we go to clone or download. Download the zip. Once it's completed, open the file. Enter it. Now open your root folder. Now go to your project folder. In the previous video, we put it as C, XAMPP, htdocs, page builder. So we need to copy all of this. Let's just do some changes here. I don't need this file. Delete it. This one, I rename it to readme for the login. And for this, I like to copy all of this, select all, and drag it out here. So this readme, I like to change it to readme for the K editor. This one I don't need, this one I don't need. I'll just delete them. And I close this. We need to do some rearranging of these files here. First, if we go to the examples folder, in the CSS folder, I like to move this. Let me cut it and move it to page builder CSS directory. Paste it here. Next, move 1, 2, 3, 1 file and 2 folders. Cut and paste it in my main project directory. And I can delete this examples folder. I don't need it anymore. Blank.html, I shall rename it to admin.php. And let's open this in our localhost and see what we need to do. So it's page builder /admin.php. We can see nothing, but if we right click, inspect element, we look at our developer console. We have to fix all these errors. First, the CSS file. If we go to our atom, we see all the files that we have loaded in earlier are here. Let's close this for the time being. If we look at admin, this one, fix the CSS files. This one, instead of 2 directories back, is now in the same directory, admin and this. This stands for distribution. This is still in the same folder, examples. And this one is now in here. Plugins, Bootstrap 3.3.6. I don't need this examples folder anymore. Plugins is in the same folder. This one. We'll need to edit this JavaScript file. But I don't like to edit the minimized version, I like to edit the source version. I'm going to remove this. And the same for this, the components. And let's save it. Look at our browser and refresh. Okay. we have everything. Let's test it. We can drag our container. We can drag the component. We can delete the component. And we can delete the container. It works. Now we just have to figure out how to get the output of this area in the HTML code. First, perhaps we can try to push the code from here and let it appear in the console here. If we look at the GitHub and scroll down, how to get content of kEditor. Basically, we have to use this function. I can have a save button here. Let me do that first. I can have a div class equals to button large button info. Close it. Div. Save. If I go back to the browser and I refresh it, oh look, I have a save button here, but it's not doing anything now. We need to give it an ID. Call it save, and we need to input the JavaScript. I can use this. I can call it. Let's select this object. Select it by $, brackets, quotes, hash, save, dot, click. This is jQuery code. You can type function console.log. Okay, let's try this first. Look at our browser, refresh, save, and it logs here. So now we can use this code and try to output the content into the console here. Let's copy this and paste here, but instead of ID, it is content area. And we save it. Oh, we don't need this semicolon. Save it. Go back here, refresh, and let's try. Save. Look, it output our HTML code. Let's try something else. This one. Click save. And this is our HTML code. Now that we have that, now let's see how we can link it with the database. Remember, back in video 3, we set up our login system. So now we're trying to see how we can link it together. We need to know who made which page. We need the username. If we look at the readme of the login file, scroll down, and we can see here, we need to place this code because it checks if the session variable is set. We need this code. Copy, and we go back to our admin, scroll all the way up before the doc type, and paste it here. Next, we need to check if anybody is logged in. In order to check it, we type if is set underscore session square brackets inverted commas username and curly brackets at the end.
this one should be, it's a PHP code, so it should be within the PHP brackets. How do I know whether I should use this? If we look at the login header file, basically they check for session username. This is what I can use to check if anybody is logged in. If there's a user who is logged in, this statement here will be true. If this statement is true, I can put, I don't want to type underscore session square brackets open single quotes all the time, so I'll set it to a variable.
In the next video, we will be establishing connection with the database.
See you in the next video.